Welcome, sleep story. Good evening, my friend. It's time to put away the busyness of the day, to let go of all the things that have been calling your attention. Sit back, lie down, and feel the weight of the world slowly melt away. Tonight, I want to take you on a little journey, a story about the magic of sleep, and why bedtime stories are far more powerful than we often realize. You see, long ago, before the hum of technology and the buzz of endless distractions, people would gather around fires or curl up under the soft glow of candlelight. They told stories, simple, soothing tales that brought their minds peace after long days. These stories weren't about thrilling adventures or loud, heart-pounding excitement. No, they were soft and calm, a gentle embrace for the mind. Sleep stories carry the same magic today. They are the bridge between the noise of the day and the stillness of the night. They invite your mind to wander into a peaceful place, a place where nothing needs to be fixed, solved, or worried over. Picture this as soft voice speaks of moonlit lakes, where the water ripples gently, kissed by the cool breeze. Or imagine a forest at dusk, where fireflies blink in the darkness, their tiny lights dancing through the trees. The leaves whisper ancient secrets, as the stars begin to emerge, twinkling one by one in the velvet sky. These images aren't just stories, they are gifts to your mind. Sleep stories have the power to slow your racing thoughts, to ease the endless loops of worry and doubt. They guide you into a state of calm, where your body and mind can rest, recharge, and heal. But here's the thing about sleep stories, they are not just for children. In fact, they may be even more necessary for us as adults. While children listen with wonder, adults listen with relief. Because as we grow older, the weight we carry grows too. We shoulder responsibilities, deadlines, fears, and dreams, and yet we often forget to give ourselves permission to let it all go. That's what a sleep story does. It whispers, it's okay, you can rest now. So tonight, as you close your eyes, let your mind drift into one of those peaceful stories. Imagine a cabin tucked away in the snowy mountains, its warm light glowing through frosted windows. Inside, the crackling of a fire fills the room, and you can almost feel its warmth. Or perhaps you prefer a quiet meadow, where soft flowers sway gently under a pale blue moon, their fragrance lingering in the still air. Whatever story you choose, let it wrap around you like a cozy blanket. Let its words weave into your thoughts until your mind slows, your breath deepens, and you drift off into the sweet embrace of sleep. Remember, my friend, sleep is not just a necessity, it's a gift to your body, your mind, and your soul. So tonight, let a story guide you home to the peaceful rest you deserve. Sweet dreams. Sleep stories are like a bridge that gently carries us from the busyness of the day into the peaceful stillness of the night. In our modern world, where distractions are endless and stress often feels like an unwelcome companion, finding a way to unwind has become essential. Sleep stories have emerged as a quiet and transformative answer to this growing need, a way to calm the mind, relax the body, and ease into a state of restful sleep. These stories do not demand your attention or add more noise to an already overstimulated mind. Instead, they softly invite you to step into another world, one that is calm, gentle, and free from the demands of the day. Imagine for a moment what your day has likely been like. From the moment you woke up, your mind has been active, processing information, solving problems, and responding to the challenges that life places in front of you. Maybe you had a full schedule, rushing from one task to the next, juggling responsibilities at work, managing relationships, or taking care of your family. The pace can often feel relentless, and even as the evening arrives, the thoughts of the day may linger, refusing to give you the space you need to rest. This is where sleep stories come in, not as an escape from life, but as a gentle transition to a state of peace. The beauty of sleep stories lies in their simplicity. They do not require you to engage or overthink. They don't ask you to solve puzzles or make decisions. Instead, they create a space where your mind can finally let go. A soothing voice speaks to you, weaving a narrative that is calming and uncomplicated. The pacing is slow, and the words are chosen carefully, each one intended to guide you further and further away from the noise of your day. As the story unfolds, it becomes a path, a bridge that gently carries you to the other side of wakefulness, where rest and rejuvenation await. Sleep stories work by activating the imagination in a way that is both engaging and relaxing. They offer vivid, peaceful imagery, a starlit sky stretching endlessly above a quiet meadow, the sound of gentle waves lapping against a sandy shore, or the soft rustling of leaves in a forest at dusk. These images are not meant to excite or stimulate, but to comfort and soothe. They create a mental environment that feels safe, warm, and inviting. As you listen, your mind begins to release its grip on the worries of the day. The constant chatter of thoughts slows down, and a sense of calm begins to take its place. In this way, sleep stories are more than just entertainment. They are a tool for mindfulness and relaxation. They guide you into the present moment, away from the endless cycle of reliving the past or worrying about the future. In the world of the sleep story, there is no room for deadlines, expectations, or unresolved problems. There is only the here and now, the gentle rhythm of the storyteller's voice, and the peaceful images that come to life in your mind. This focus on the present moment is incredibly powerful. It allows the body's natural relaxation response to take over, slowing your heart rate, easing tension in your muscles, and preparing you for deep, restorative sleep. One of the most remarkable things about sleep stories is how they speak to a deep and universal part of the human experience. Storytelling is one of the oldest forms of connection, a way for people to share knowledge, comfort, and companionship. Long before books, movies, or the internet, people would gather to tell stories. These tales often had a calming, grounding effect, helping listeners make sense of the world around them, or simply providing a moment of solace at the end of the day. Sleep stories continue this tradition, tapping into the natural human love for narrative while adapting it to meet the specific needs of modern life. For many people, the nighttime can be a challenging part of the day. It's a time when the distractions that kept your mind occupied during the day fade away, leaving space for worries and anxieties to surface. The quiet of the night can sometimes feel overwhelming, as unresolved thoughts and emotions bubble to the surface. Sleep stories offer a way to navigate this difficult transition. They provide a gentle distraction, giving your mind something positive and calming to focus on. Instead of lying awake, caught in a cycle of overthinking, you can listen to a story that slowly and surely guides you into a state of rest. The effectiveness of sleep stories is enhanced by the way they are delivered. The tone of the storyteller's voice is as important as the words themselves. It is slow, soft, and soothing, creating an auditory environment that feels safe and nurturing. This kind of voice has a calming effect on the nervous system, signaling to your brain that it's time to relax. Paired with peaceful background sounds, perhaps the distant chirping of crickets, the soft crackle of a fire, or the gentle hum of rain, sleep stories create a multi-sensory experience that draws you away from the worries of the day and into a world of peace. As the story progresses, your body and mind begin to synchronize with its rhythm. Your breathing slows, your heart rate steadies, and your muscles release the tension they've been holding onto. Sleep stories create a state of relaxation that isn't just about feeling calm, it's about preparing your entire being for the healing power of sleep. Sleep is one of the most important things we can do for our health, yet it's often one of the first things we sacrifice when life gets busy. Sleep stories remind us of the importance of rest, not by telling us what to do, but by showing us how to let go. There is something profoundly comforting about being told a story as you fall asleep. It taps into a sense of security and warmth that many of us associate with childhood, a time when bedtime stories were a nightly ritual. As adults, we often lose this ritual, replacing it with screens, endless scrolling, or the constant hum of our own thoughts. Sleep stories bring back this sense of comfort and care, offering a moment of stillness in a world that rarely slows down. They remind us that it's okay to take a step back, to let go of the day, and to allow ourselves the gift of rest. Sleep stories also have a unique way of making us feel connected, even when we're alone. The storyteller's voice feels like a companion, a gentle presence that reassures you drift off. This sense of connection is especially valuable in a world where many people feel isolated or overwhelmed. The simple act of listening to a sleep story can remind you that you are not alone, that others understand the challenges of restlessness and stress, and that there is a way to find peace. What makes sleep stories even more remarkable is that they are not a one-size-fits-all solution. There are stories for every preference and mood, from tales of nature and adventure to meditative journeys and nostalgic reflections. Whatever your personal taste, there is a sleep story that can speak to you, meeting you where you are, and guiding you toward the rest you need. This versatility makes sleep stories accessible to everyone, offering a simple yet powerful way to improve the quality of sleep, and by extension, the quality of life. Listening to a sleep story is not just about falling asleep, it's about the journey that takes you there. It's about allowing yourself to be carried by the words, to let your mind wander through the images they create, and to feel the layers of tension and worry begin to peel away. It's about finding a moment of peace in a world that often feels anything but peaceful. Sleep stories remind us that rest is not something we need to earn or justify. It is something we all deserve, a natural and essential part of life. And as you listen, you realize that the story is not just a bridge to sleep, it's a bridge to a calmer, more centered version of yourself. Storytelling has been with us since the dawn of time, long before written words or printed books existed. It was the heartbeat of ancient cultures, a tool to pass down wisdom, preserve memories, and connect with one another. From the crackling fires of early civilizations to the quiet murmurs of bedtime tales told to children, storytelling has remained an integral part of human existence. It has always been more than just a way to convey information. It is an art, a bond, and a reflection of our shared humanity. Even in its simplest form, a story has the power to transport us, teach us, and remind us that we are not alone. In those ancient times, storytelling was woven into the rhythm of everyday life. It wasn't something reserved for special occasions or grand performances. It was ordinary and extraordinary at the same time. A grandmother might tell her grandchildren about the stars while sitting beneath a starlit sky, her words carrying the knowledge of generations before her. A hunter might recount his journey through the forest, sharing tales of bravery and lessons about survival. Stories were the lifeblood of communities, connecting people through shared experiences, teaching them about their world, and helping them make sense of the unknown. They were how people passed down values, history, and culture, ensuring that no knowledge was lost as time marched forward. Storytelling was not just about the words, it was about the energy and emotion behind them. Imagine sitting around a fire in a time before electric lights or digital screens. The night is quiet, the crackling of the flames the only sound. A storyteller begins, their voice rising and falling like the melody of a song. The flickering firelight casts shadows that dance on the faces of the listeners, and for a moment everyone is transported. The storyteller paints vivid pictures with their words, making you see the tall mountains, hear the rustling of the leaves, and feel the warmth of the sun on your skin. It is as though the story becomes real, and you are no longer merely a listener but a participant, living the events alongside the characters. This power of storytelling to draw people in and immerse them in another world is timeless. It is something that still happens today, whether through books, films, or even bedtime stories. The form may change, but the essence remains the same. A good story has the ability to capture our attention, stir our emotions, and leave an imprint on our hearts. It speaks to something deep within us, something universal that transcends time and place. We are, at our core, creatures of narrative. We understand the world and our place in it through the stories we tell and the stories we hear. But storytelling is not just about entertainment, it is also about connection. When someone tells a story, they are sharing a piece of themselves, their thoughts, feelings, and experiences. In doing so, they create a bridge between themselves and their listeners, a bridge built on empathy and understanding. A story allows us to see the world through someone else's eyes, to feel what they feel, and to understand their perspective. It breaks down barriers and reminds us of our shared humanity. In those moments, we are not strangers, we are connected by the thread of the story. In ancient cultures, storytelling often served as a way to strengthen these connections. A story could unite a community, bringing people together around a shared narrative. It could provide comfort in difficult times, offering hope and reassurance when the world seemed uncertain. It could teach important lessons, passing down wisdom that might otherwise be lost. Even in moments of conflict or division, a story had the power to bring people back together, reminding them of their common ground. The timeless nature of storytelling is also evident in its adaptability. Stories have evolved alongside humanity, taking on new forms and incorporating new technologies. From oral traditions to written texts, from theater to cinema, from radio plays to podcasts, storytelling has continually reinvented itself to suit the times. Yet, no matter how much the medium changes, the core of storytelling remains the same. It is about connection, imagination, and the sharing of experiences. This adaptability is part of what makes storytelling so timeless. It is not bound by any single form or method. A story can be as simple as a few spoken words or as complex as a multi-part epic. It can be told through images, music, or even silence. It can be shared in a crowded room or whispered in the quiet of the night. What matters is not how the story is told, but the impact it has on those who hear it. In the context of bedtime, storytelling takes on a particularly special role. It becomes a ritual, a moment of closeness and comfort between the storyteller and the listener. The act of telling a story at bedtime is an act of love, a way of saying, "I am here for you, and I want to give you peace before you rest it," is a way of soothing the mind, calming the heart, and preparing the body for sleep. The timeless nature of storytelling is also rooted in its ability to speak to every age, culture, and generation. A child listening to a bedtime story might hear it as a tale of adventure or magic, while an adult might hear it as a metaphor for life or a reflection of their own experiences. The same story can mean different things to different people, and that is part of its beauty. It is not confined by any one interpretation. It is as expansive as the imagination of those who hear it. Throughout history, storytelling has been a means of preserving culture and identity. In many indigenous traditions, stories are sacred, carrying the history, beliefs, and values of a people. They are a way of remembering who we are and where we come from, a way of passing down the essence of a community to future generations. Even in today's fast-paced world, where information moves at the speed of light, storytelling remains a powerful tool for preserving what matters most. When we listen to a story, we are participating in something ancient and universal. We are tapping into a tradition that has been a part of humanity for as long as we have existed. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are carrying forward the legacy of those who came before us, who told stories by firelight or under the stars. We are continuing a practice that has shaped our understanding of the world and ourselves for millennia. There is something profoundly comforting about this continuity. In a world that is constantly changing, storytelling remains a constant. It is something we can rely on, something that grounds us and reminds us of what it means to be human. It is a thread that connects us to the past, the present, and the future, weaving us into the fabric of a larger story that is still being written. Even in moments of solitude, storytelling can be a source of comfort. A person reading a book or listening to a story is not truly alone. They are accompanied by the voice of the storyteller, by the characters and worlds brought to life through words. In this way, storytelling becomes a companion, a source of solace and inspiration when we need it most. As technology continues to evolve, the ways in which we tell and share stories will undoubtedly change, but the essence of storytelling will remain the same. It will continue to be a way of connecting with others, of exploring our imagination, and of finding meaning in the chaos of life. It will continue to be a timeless art, a gift that we give to one another and to ourselves. The power of imagery is one of the most profound tools the human mind possesses. It transcends the boundaries of reality, allowing us to experience and create worlds, emotions, and sensations that feel as vivid as life itself. Imagery has the ability to transport us to places we've never been, to soothe a restless mind, and to bring clarity to our thoughts. Its power lies in its capacity to engage not just our senses, but also our emotions and subconscious, creating a ripple effect that touches every part of our being. When paired with relaxation, imagery becomes a gateway to calmness, a tool to ease tension, and a means of reconnecting with the present moment in a deeply meaningful way. At its core, imagery is the language of the mind. Long before we had words to describe the world around us, humans relied on mental pictures to navigate life. Even today, our brains are hardwired to think in images. When we hear a story, our minds naturally paint a picture of the events being described. When we recall a memory, we often see it in our minds, complete with colors, sounds, and sensations. This visual nature of thought is so deeply ingrained in us that it operates without conscious effort, shaping how we perceive and interact with the world. Imagery is powerful because it can evoke emotions as strongly as real experiences can. Close your eyes and imagine standing on a beach, the warm sand beneath your feet, the sound of waves crashing gently against the shore, and the salty breeze brushing against your face. Even though you're not physically there, your mind begins to recreate the sensations. You might feel a sense of calm wash over you, your breathing may slow, and your muscles might relax. This is the power of imagery at work, a mental experience so vivid that it triggers a physical and emotional response. Relaxation is deeply tied to this process because imagery has a unique ability to quiet the mind. In our modern lives, where distractions abound and stress is ever present, finding moments of peace can feel like a challenge. The mind often races from one thought to the next, caught up in worries about the future or regrets about the past. But when we engage with imagery, we are drawn into the present moment. A single mental picture can act as an anchor, grounding us and pulling us away from the noise of our thoughts. The act of imagining something soothing or pleasant creates a safe space within the mind, a retreat where stress cannot follow. This is why guided imagery exercises and visualization techniques are so often used in relaxation practices. When you close your eyes and picture yourself in a serene setting, perhaps a meadow bathed in sunlight, or a cozy cabin by a crackling fire, you are giving your mind permission to let go of tension and embrace stillness. Your body responds in kind, releasing stress and entering a state of restfulness. The connection between imagery and relaxation is not just psychological, it is also physiological. Studies have shown that visualizing calming scenes or experiences can lower heart rate, reduce blood pressure, and even decrease the production of stress hormones like cortisol. This is because the brain cannot always distinguish between what is real and what is imagined. When you visualize something vividly enough, your brain reacts as though it is actually happening. This is why picturing a stressful situation can make your heart race, while imagining a peaceful one can slow it down. The therapeutic applications of imagery and relaxation are vast. For those dealing with anxiety or insomnia, guided imagery can provide a way to break free from the cycle of intrusive thoughts and find rest. By focusing on soothing mental pictures, individuals can shift their attention away from worries and towards something more positive. Similarly, for those experiencing chronic pain, Visualization techniques can be used to imagine the pain lessening or fading away, providing relief that complements physical treatments. Imagery also taps into the subconscious mind, where much of our stress and tension originate. The subconscious does not process language in the same way the conscious mind does. It responds more readily to symbols, emotions, and sensory experiences. This is why imagery can have such a profound impact. It speaks directly to this deeper part of the mind, bypassing the analytical filter of the conscious brain. A single image can carry meaning, evoke emotions, and spark change in a way that words alone often cannot. When imagery is paired with intentional relaxation, it creates a synergy that amplifies their effects. Imagine, for instance, lying down at the end of a long day, your body heavy with exhaustion, and your mind cluttered with thoughts. You close your eyes and begin to picture yourself in a tranquil forest. The trees are tall and majestic, their leaves whispering softly in the breeze. A gentle stream winds its way through the forest, its water sparkling in the sunlight. As you imagine this scene, your breathing slows, your muscles loosen, and the weight of the day begins to melt away. The forest is not real, but the peace you feel is. This process is not limited to specific scenarios or settings. The beauty of imagery is its versatility. It can be tailored to suit each person's preferences and needs. For one person, a calming image might be a vast open field beneath a starry sky. For another, it might be the cozy warmth of a favorite childhood memory. What matters is not the content of the image, but the feelings it evokes. When the mind is engaged in creating and exploring these mental pictures, it becomes more receptive to relaxation, and the body follows suit. One of the reasons imagery is so effective is that it engages multiple senses. When you imagine a peaceful scene, you don't just see it in your mind's eye, you hear the sounds, feel the textures, and even smell the scents. This multi-sensory engagement makes the experience more immersive, allowing you to fully step into the imagined world. The more vividly you can picture the scene, the more powerful its effects on your mind and body. Even outside of structured relaxation practices, imagery can be a valuable tool for finding moments of calm throughout the day. A simple mental picture, like imagining the warmth of the sun on your skin or the feeling of cool water washing over your feet, can provide a brief respite from stress. These moments of visualization do not require any special equipment or preparation. They are always accessible, waiting in the mind's toolbox for whenever they are needed. The power of imagery and relaxation lies in their ability to remind us of our innate capacity for calm and resilience. No matter how chaotic the outside world may be, there is always a place within us where peace can be found. Imagery serves as the key to unlocking this inner sanctuary, guiding us back to a state of balance and well-being. It is a gentle yet profound process, one that empowers us to take control of our own mental and emotional states. In a world that often prioritizes productivity and busyness over rest and restoration, the practice of combining imagery and relaxation becomes an act of self-care. It is a way of honoring our need for stillness, of giving ourselves permission to pause and recharge. Through the power of imagery, we can create a mental escape, a space where we can breathe deeply, let go of tension, and simply be. What makes this practice so timeless and universal is that it requires nothing more than the mind itself. There is no need for elaborate tools or techniques. All it takes is the willingness to close your eyes, let go of distractions, and allow your imagination to take the lead. Whether guided by a voice, a memory, or simply the flow of your own thoughts, imagery has the power to transform your state of mind and bring you closer to a sense of relaxation and ease. As you engage with this process, you may find that certain images resonate with you more deeply than others. Perhaps it is the image of a serene lake at sunset, the gentle lapping of water against the shore creating a rhythm that soothes your spirit. Or perhaps it is the memory of a place you once visited, a sanctuary that lives on in your mind as a symbol of peace. These images become touchstones, reminders of the calm that is always available to you, no matter what challenges you may face. The power of imagery and relaxation is not something that needs to be learned or practiced extensively. It is a natural ability that we all possess. From childhood, we instinctively use our imaginations to create and explore, to find comfort and joy. As adults, this ability remains within us, waiting to be rediscovered. Through the simple act of imagining, we can reconnect with this innate power and use it to nurture our well-being. Sleep stories for adults tap into one of the most fundamental aspects of human nature, our desire to feel safe, calm, and connected as we transition into rest. While storytelling is often thought of as something reserved for children, it holds an equally powerful place in the lives of adults. A well-told story can soothe the mind, provide comfort, and create a bridge between the waking world and the serene landscape of sleep. Sleep stories are not merely tales told to entertain, they are crafted intentionally to help adults let go of the day's burdens, allowing the mind to drift gently into a state of relaxation. In the hustle and bustle of modern life, the mind often becomes a whirlwind of thoughts by the end of the day. To-do lists, worries, unresolved conflicts, and the constant stream of information from the world around us can make it difficult to unwind. This mental clutter creates a barrier to sleep, leaving many people tossing and turning, struggling to quiet their thoughts. Sleep stories act as a balm for the restless mind, offering a gentle reprieve from the noise. They invite the listener to step into another world, one that is peaceful and unhurried, where the only task is to listen and be present. The beauty of sleep stories lies in their ability to engage the imagination in a way that feels effortless. Unlike watching a screen or reading a book, which require active visual input, listening to a sleep story allows the mind to wander freely. The words serve as a guide, painting images and scenes that the listener can interpret in their own way. This process taps into the natural rhythm of the mind, providing just enough focus to prevent intrusive thoughts while still encouraging relaxation. For adults, sleep stories often incorporate elements specifically designed to induce calm. The tone of the narrator's voice is soft and measured, creating a sense of security and warmth. The pacing of the story is slow, with intentional pauses that mimic the natural cadence of restful breathing. The content of the stories is carefully chosen to evoke positive emotions and a sense of wonder, steering clear of anything that might provoke stress or excitement. Descriptions of tranquil landscapes, gentle journeys, and soothing sensations help to create a mental environment that is conducive to sleep. The appeal of sleep stories for adults also lies in their ability to connect us to a simpler, more grounded part of ourselves. In childhood, stories were often a source of comfort, a way to feel safe and loved as we drifted off to sleep. Revisiting this tradition as an adult can awaken a sense of nostalgia and inner peace. Sleep stories remind us that it is okay to pause, to set aside the responsibilities and worries of the day, and to simply be in the moment. The content of sleep stories is often rooted in themes that resonate universally, such as the beauty of nature, the joy of exploration, or the comfort of familiar rituals. These themes serve to ground the listener in a positive frame of mind, redirecting attention away from the stresses of daily life. A story might describe a walk through a serene forest, the sunlight filtering through the leaves and the sound of birdsong in the distance. Or it might take the listener on a journey across a calm sea, the gentle rocking of the waves mirrored in the rhythm of the narrator's voice. These images create a sensory experience that feels tangible and real, even though it exists only in the mind. The power of sleep stories also lies in their ability to foster mindfulness. By focusing on the imagery and sensations described in the story, the listener is naturally drawn into the present moment. This shift in attention can be profoundly calming, helping to quiet the racing thoughts that often accompany bedtime. In this way, sleep stories serve as a form of guided meditation, encouraging relaxation through gentle focus and visualization. For many adults, the process of listening to a sleep story becomes a cherished nightly ritual. This consistency creates a sense of routine, signaling to the brain that it is time to wind down. Over time, the simple act of turning on a sleep story can become a powerful cue for relaxation, much like dimming the lights or sipping a cup of tea. This ritualistic aspect of sleep stories adds to their effectiveness, helping to establish a healthy sleep routine that supports overall well-being. Sleep stories also provide an opportunity to escape from the pressures of modern life. In a world that often feels fast-paced and demanding, the act of listening to a story allows for a moment of respite. It is a chance to step away from screens, notifications, and deadlines, and to enter a space that feels timeless and unhurried. This escape is not about avoidance, but about creating balance, a way to honor the need for rest and renewal. The effectiveness of sleep stories for adults is supported by the science of relaxation and sleep. Research has shown that activities that promote relaxation, such as listening to calming stories or sounds, can significantly improve sleep quality. This is because relaxation helps to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for the body's rest and digest response. When the parasympathetic system is engaged, heart rate slows, muscles relax, and the mind becomes more receptive to sleep. The storytelling aspect of sleep stories also engages the brain in a unique way. Listening to a narrative activates multiple areas of the brain, including those responsible for language processing, imagination, and emotion. This holistic engagement creates a sense of immersion that can help to distract from stress and anxiety. At the same time, the slow pacing and calming tone of the story encourage the brain to shift into a more relaxed state, preparing the listener for sleep. For those who struggle with insomnia or difficulty falling asleep, sleep stories can be a game changer. By providing a structured and soothing way to wind down, they can help to break the cycle of sleeplessness and promote a healthier relationship with rest. Unlike sleep aids or medications, which often come with side effects or limitations, sleep stories offer a natural and sustainable solution. They work with the mind's natural tendencies rather than against them, making it easier to transition into sleep without force or effort. One of the most beautiful aspects of sleep stories is their universality. They can be enjoyed by people of all ages, backgrounds, and lifestyles. Whether someone is dealing with the stress of a demanding job, the challenges of parenthood, or the uncertainties of life, a sleep story can provide a moment of solace and peace. It is a reminder that no matter how complex life may seem, there is always room for simplicity and stillness. Sleep stories also offer a way to cultivate a sense of wonder and imagination, qualities that are often overlooked in adulthood. By inviting listeners to explore new worlds and ideas, they reignite the spark of curiosity and creativity that is so vital to the human spirit. This sense of wonder can carry over into waking life, inspiring a more mindful and appreciative approach to the world. The role of the narrator in a sleep story is also significant. The soothing cadence of their voice becomes a source of comfort, creating a connection that feels personal and intimate. This connection mirrors the way stories have been shared throughout human history, from one person to another, as a way of building bonds and fostering understanding. In this sense, sleep stories for adults are not just a tool for relaxation, they are a continuation of a deeply human tradition. The act of listening to a sleep story is, at its heart, an act of self-care. It is a way of prioritizing rest and recognizing the importance of relaxation in a busy world. It is a gentle reminder to slow down, to breathe deeply, and to allow ourselves the time and space to recharge. Through the power of storytelling, sleep stories create a bridge between the demands of the day and the restorative stillness of the night, offering a path to peace and restfulness that is as timeless as the stories themselves. The gift of rest is one of the most profound treasures we can give ourselves. In a world that often glorifies busyness and constant productivity, the act of truly resting becomes a radical form of self-care. Rest is not just about pausing or taking a break, it is about reconnecting with the essence of who we are, finding balance and allowing the body and mind to heal, renew, and grow. It is a gift that we frequently overlook or underestimate, yet it holds the power to transform the way we live, work, and perceive the world around us. Rest is deeply rooted in the rhythms of life. From the rising and setting of the sun to the changing of the seasons, nature demonstrates the importance of cycles. There are times to grow, times to bloom, and times to retreat and replenish. Yet in our pursuit of achievement and success, we often disconnect from these natural rhythms, pushing ourselves to stay in constant motion. This disconnection takes a toll not only on our physical health, but also on our mental and emotional well-being. Rest serves as a way to realign ourselves with these rhythms, to honor the ebb and flow of energy that is inherent in all living things. In the absence of rest, we lose touch with our ability to be fully present. Our days become a blur of activities and obligations, leaving little room for reflection or genuine connection. Rest creates space. It is in this space that clarity emerges, allowing us to see the bigger picture and gain perspective on what truly matters. Without this pause, it is easy to become consumed by the minutiae of daily life, losing sight of our greater purpose and values. Rest, then, is not a luxury but a necessity, a vital part of living a balanced and intentional life. Rest is also a powerful act of trust. In resting, we acknowledge that it is not solely through relentless effort that things are accomplished. It is a recognition that sometimes stepping back is just as important as pushing forward. Rest reminds us that growth often happens in the quiet moments, in the stillness where the seeds we have planted take root and begin to flourish. It is a way of saying, I have done enough for now, and trusting that the world will not fall apart in our absence. The gift of rest is not confined to sleep, although sleep is an essential component. True rest encompasses a state of being where the mind, body, and spirit are free from tension and exertion. It is a moment of surrender where we release the need to control, plan, or solve. In this state, the mind can wander, the body can relax, and the spirit can simply exist. This form of rest allows us to tap into a deeper well of creativity, intuition, and inner peace, qualities that are often obscured by the noise of constant activity. There is a profound beauty in the simplicity of rest. It asks for nothing more than our willingness to be still. In a society that values doing over being, this stillness can feel uncomfortable or even unproductive. Yet it is in this stillness that we reconnect with ourselves. Rest gives us the opportunity to listen to the whispers of our intuition, the rhythm of our breath, and the wisdom of our bodies. It is in these quiet moments that we often find answers to questions we didn't even realize we were asking. Rest is also a gift we can offer to others. When we allow ourselves to rest, we show up more fully in our relationships. We are more patient, present, and compassionate when we are not running on empty. In this way, rest becomes an act of love, not only for ourselves but also for those around us. It creates a ripple effect, inspiring others to honor their own need for rest and reminding them that it is okay to slow down. The gift of rest is particularly important in times of stress or uncertainty. When the world feels overwhelming, rest serves as an anchor, grounding us in the present moment. It provides a sanctuary where we can retreat and find solace, even amidst chaos. In these moments, rest becomes an act of resilience, allowing us to recharge and face challenges with renewed strength and clarity. It reminds us that we are not defined by our productivity or the pace at which we move, but by the quality of our presence and the depth of our connection to ourselves and others. For many, the idea of rest is intertwined with guilt. There is a pervasive belief that resting is lazy or unproductive, that our worth is tied to how much we achieve. This mindset creates a culture of burnout, where exhaustion is worn as a badge of honor. Yet the truth is that rest is one of the most productive things we can do. It enhances our creativity, improves our focus, and strengthens our resilience. Far from being a sign of weakness, rest is a testament to our ability to care for ourselves and prioritize what truly matters. Rest is also a deeply personal experience. What feels restful for one person may not resonate with another. For some, rest might mean lying in silence, closing their eyes and breathing deeply. For others, it could be found in a leisurely walk, a moment of laughter, or the act of reading a book. The beauty of rest lies in its adaptability. It can be tailored to meet our unique needs and circumstances. The key is to listen to ourselves and whatever form of rest feels most nourishing in the moment. In giving ourselves the gift of rest, we also reclaim our sense of agency. We take back control over our time and energy, refusing to be swept away by the demands of the outside world. Rest becomes an act of empowerment, a way of saying, I value myself enough to pause. This sense of agency is especially important in a world that often pressures us to keep going, no matter the cost. By choosing to rest, we assert our right to exist as human beings, not just human doings. Rest is a gift that keeps on giving. Its benefits extend far beyond the immediate moment, influencing every aspect of our lives. Physically, rest supports the body's natural processes of repair and rejuvenation, strengthening our immune system and improving overall health. Mentally, it enhances our ability to focus, solve problems, and make decisions. Emotionally, rest helps to regulate our moods, making us more resilient in the face of challenges. Spiritually, it reconnects us with our inner selves, fostering a sense of peace and purpose. The gift of rest is timeless. It transcends cultural, societal, and generational boundaries, speaking to a universal need that is woven into the fabric of our existence. It is a reminder that we are not machines, but living beings who require care and compassion. Rest teaches us to be gentle with ourselves, to embrace our imperfections, and to honor the natural rhythms of life. It is a practice that invites us to slow down, not as a sign of defeat, but as a celebration of our humanity. In giving ourselves the gift of rest, we open the door to a more balanced and fulfilling life. We create space for joy, creativity, and connection, allowing ourselves to be fully present in the moments that matter most. Rest is not a pause in the journey, it is an integral part of the journey itself. It is a gift that reminds us of our inherent worth, not because of what we do, but simply because of who we are. Rest is a gift we all deserve, a gift that has the power to transform not only how we live, but also how we experience the world around us.